The video shows a massive creature lying motionless on the ground with a long tail. As the camera moves closer, it looks like a dragon, horns, razor-sharp teeth, and its mouth slightly open. Strangely, people in protective suits are seen touching it. Could this be real footage of a fire-breathing beast, or just an elaborate art project or special effects? Hard to tell, since no other information is available. What are your thoughts? One night, after leaving a friend's place, Dustin Frazier pulled over at a location famous for eerie and unsettling stories. That's when he witnessed this.
Somebody said that they could see it being like a mountain lion, or like coyotes, but like they are everywhere. The more you look around, the more of them you see.
Bones lay scattered across the forest floor. Feeling a mix of unease and curiosity, he stepped deeper into the woods, and then he heard something. A chilling, echoing sound reverberated through the trees, resembling distant, mocking laughter. Fear took hold, yet he pressed on until he heard something else.
Hello?
That was the breaking point. Dustin spun around and dashed back to his car. In the 1990s, a UFO sighting in Varina, Brazil, was linked to an alleged alien encounter. The military reportedly observed strange crafts, shot them down, and at the crash site, recovered an alien they put in a box. The creature had huge red eyes and appeared lifeless. Little was reported afterward, and the government seemed to try to cover it up. The event's authenticity is debated. Some call it a genuine encounter, others say it was a hoax. Back in 1996, in Varina, Brazil, the Brazilian army allegedly shot down a UFO that crashed. When soldiers investigated, they reportedly found and captured a peculiar, almost reptilian creature about 7 to 8 feet tall lurking in the woods. What happened to it afterward and where it was taken remains unknown. A striking video blurs fantasy and reality, showing what looks like a lifeless dragon on the ground. Though dragons belong to folklore, recent reports of strange creature sightings add uncertainty. The footage, seeming fantastical, raises the question, is this a real glimpse of a mythic being or a crafted spectacle that blurs the line between reality and fantasy? While swimming off the coast of Key Largo, Florida, a man encountered something horrifying.
Dude, what is that? Dude, what is that?
It didn't resemble any known fish or animal. Confused and unsettled, he recorded a video and shared it online. Could it be a mermaid, an alien, or merely a misidentified sea creature? Whatever it was, he didn't stay to find out. On the evening of February 2nd, 2024, a woman stepped outside her home near Chan and was struck by strange, echoing noises rolling across the sky.
Listen. Whoa! Stay inside, baby.
The sounds rose and fell in waves, as though coming from a vast, unseen source, carrying a deep resonance that seemed to vibrate through the air. Unlike the widely reported trumpet from the sky events, this was heavier, deeper, and more unsettling, leaving those who witnessed it wondering whether it was a quirk of nature, a distant human activity, or something else entirely. In the middle of the night, a man was startled awake by constant knocking at his front door. Still groggy but curious, he went to check. As he slowly opened the door, he was confronted with a terrifying sight that could haunt anyone. Reaching toward him was a tall, slender figure, around 8 feet in height, with dry, lifeless skin. Its face was horrifying, with hollow voids where its eyes should have been. Terrified, the man quickly slammed the door shut. Luckily, his burglar-proof door held strong, keeping the entity out. His quick reaction and the sturdy barrier were what saved him that night. A recent video filmed near Kentucky Ridge Forest has sparked interest in the Bigfoot community. Check it out.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you joking right now? I gotta get in the house, peoples.
According to the filmer, the creature had been a persistent presence on the property, but this was the first time it was caught on camera. The video ends abruptly, leaving viewers questioning whether it's real. And, as always, why do most Bigfoot sightings end up so blurry? A CCTV camera captured a disturbing figure moving on all fours in a way that seemed more animal than human, with ankles bent unnaturally, a slender frame, and barely any clothes on. The camera owner alerted neighbors, and one reported a break-in that the footage confirmed was committed by the same person or creature. The unsettling sight has left residents alarmed, with some believing it could be a skinwalker, while others dismiss it as a hoax, though the truth about why it was roaming the neighborhood remains unknown. A man went for a walk and noticed eerie sounds coming from a nearby sewer. Curious, he grabbed his phone and approached, but what he saw sent shivers down his spine. Small hands were reaching out from the grate, as if trying to escape. Could it have been animals, perhaps raccoons, or something far stranger? Someone captured strange footage of a scorpion-like insect perched on a dead grasshopper, leaving many wondering if it was feeding on it. At first glance, it seemed to be a scorpion fly, a creature from the order Macoptera, named because the male's reproductive organs resemble a scorpion's stinger. Scorpion flies are scavengers or predators that often feed on dead insects, which would explain the grasshopper. However, after closer inspection, this insect appeared to have more of an actual scorpion body than a typical scorpion fly, raising doubts. The clip sparked curiosity and left viewers asking if anyone has encountered one of these creatures in real life and can confirm what it actually is. In December 2019, a Reddit user visiting their great-grandfather's expansive 5,000-acre cattle ranch in Northern California's Plumas foothills noticed something strange. The land stretched from the valley floor to the wooded hills, and that day, an unsettling sound echoed through the trees.
It's creepy.
A distant howl was captured in their brief recording, soft yet profoundly unsettling. Who or what could have made it? Might it have been a Sasquatch? While out on a late-night stroll, someone suddenly encounters something strange, an unexpected presence in the dark that turns an ordinary walk into an unsettling moment. He comes across a creature that looks part stick bug, part scorpion, an unusual sight with the body of a stick insect, but what appears to be a scorpion-like sting tucked beneath its wings. In reality, this insect uses an incredible defense strategy. When threatened, It shifts from a harmless, camouflaged form into a display meant to intimidate, spreading its wings to reveal what looks like a stinger and bold patterns designed to startle predators. It's a clever survival tactic that shows just how inventive nature can be. A peculiar video shows a strange creature drifting in a river, propelling itself with a wing-like appendage that flaps as it moves through the water. The sight has fueled debate. Some argue it could be an unknown aquatic species, others suggest something extraterrestrial, while a few humorously compare it to a Pokemon. With no definitive explanation, the question lingers: is this an unusual river creature, or something far more mysterious in the waters? A security camera recorded a terrifying scene. A woman ran frantically down a narrow alley, clearly panicked. Soon after, another figure appeared behind her, moving strangely. When the first woman reached the alley's end, she suddenly fell and lay still, then vanished without a trace. The grainy, distorted footage leaves many questions unanswered. Even if she were under the influence, it doesn't explain how she simply disappeared. In a peculiar piece of footage, something unusual catches the eye. They look like dragon claws. Initially, it seemed like proof of dragons hiding, but a closer look raises doubts. Those massive claws grip a thin branch that barely bends or breaks under the weight. So either the branch is unbelievably strong, or the clip is staged, which seems more likely. In the video, a jellyfish glides elegantly through the water, showcasing intricate and captivating patterns. Its long, flowing tentacles trail behind it. Though capable of stinging, they also accentuate the jellyfish's remarkable beauty and complexity. This species, called Chirodectes circus, is a rare and enchanting jellyfish that inhabits the mysterious depths of the ocean. Unlike many other jellyfish, it stands out with its translucent body and rhythmic, pulsating movements, giving it an almost ethereal quality. Watching this creature serves as a reminder of the astonishing diversity of life in the deep sea, a largely uncharted world brimming with secrets. The ocean conceals countless undiscovered species, each with its own unique adaptations and survival strategies. Truly, it is a fascinating and wondrous realm. Here's a breathtaking glimpse into the ocean's depths. The deep-sea firework jellyfish, also called Halitrephes masi. This extraordinary creature dwells in the abyss, often more than 4,000 feet below the surface. First discovered in the eastern Pacific, it has fascinated scientists and explorers with its dazzling bioluminescent display. Its name comes from the radiant bursts of light it produces, resembling fireworks, with a translucent body that shimmers in blues, purples, and golds when disturbed. The display likely serves to ward off predators while attracting prey. Its long tentacles help it move gracefully and capture small planktonic organisms. Someone came across a strange patch of sandy ground, a round area that looked like it was boiling. When they poked it, it gave way. Could this be a sand-dwelling creature with a penchant for building? It almost feels like the lair of an ancient desert guardian, ready to swallow anything that disturbs its sandy rest. As intriguing as that sounds, it's likely something else. Does anyone know what this could be? A TikToker went camping in a secluded forest with his dog. Initially, the setting felt serene. No people, just the sounds of nature. But soon, an unnatural silence fell, and his dog grew restless. Sensing something was off. Feeling uneasy, he began recording.
Good girl.
For a few seconds, an unusual light flickered in the distance, completely silent and still. Whatever it was, it clearly didn't want to be seen. The TikToker didn't linger. He quickly grabbed his dog and left. A home security camera captures a dog sitting on the floor, chewing something that looks like a bone or toy. Suddenly, an unseen force sends the dog across the room. Initially, the movement appears self-initiated, yet it feels unnatural. Multiple replays leave the footage unsettling and the cause undetermined. Could this be paranormal, or is there a more plausible, logical explanation? Fisherfolk found a strange creature floating at sea. Two humanoid heads with the rest of its body like tentacles, unlike an octopus. They uploaded the footage and it went viral. Some say it's a two-headed sea monster. Others wonder if it's an undocumented species. Morgan, who lives deep in the secluded Appalachian Mountains, often shares her paranormal experiences online. One disturbing encounter, however, keeps recurring. She has repeatedly filmed a mysterious figure that looks just like her husband in height and build, but it never turns around, always standing with its back to her. And that isn't the only terrifying thing she has captured.
Boring, so I thought I'd bring you guys.
Several times, her audio equipment has recorded the eerie sound known as the Appalachian Hay, a mysterious phenomenon in which something from deep within the woods imitates human voices. Locals believe the mountains are home to mimics, entities that assume the appearance and voice of people you trust. While walking through the woods, a man came across a startling yet intriguing sight. A small creature scaled a hill, first moving on two legs with a humanoid gait before dropping to all fours and vanishing from view. Its nimble, stealthy movements and diminutive form evoke folkloric goblins, small, elusive beings seldom seen. The creature's sudden appearance and disappearance match those traditional stories, yet whether the footage shows a real animal or a CGI fabrication remains uncertain. This creature looks like a mix between a bat, a sloth, and a primate, or maybe even a badger. Some thought it might be a long-haired Mac, but research showed it isn't. After extensive cross-referencing, nothing matches convincingly. Has anyone encountered something like this, or can help identify it? Venturing into an abandoned cave can bring surprises, and this couple got more than they bargained for. While hiking in the mountains, they heard a noise from a nearby cave. Most people would turn back, but these two chose to keep going. As they ventured deeper into the cave, the noise suddenly stopped, but they pressed on. What they saw terrified them. Emerging from the darkness was a tall, slender creature with glowing eyes, making a strange ticking sound. What could they have encountered in the cave? Beneath the heart of the city lies a vast underground network, holding the remains of an estimated 6 to 7 million people. The footage reveals an eerie sight, human skeletons arranged in precise, deliberate patterns. In the 18th century, these catacombs were created to address the shortage of burial space, with countless bones carefully transferred below ground to form a surreal resting place. While many view it as a solution for the dead, some speculate it may have served a darker purpose, suggesting the site could have been tied to large-scale killings. The true nature of this underground chamber continues to provoke debate. In 2023, a couple rode their bikes along a quiet forest trail. Everything seemed ordinary until a sharp, sudden scream echoed through the trees. Thinking it was likely a fox, they kept moving, recording on their phone just in case it happened again. Minutes later, though, they spotted something strange ahead. Up ahead, it wasn't a deer, and probably not a bear either. It stood upright like a human, but appeared far too large to be one. Unsure if their eyes were deceiving them, they froze, recording the entire sighting on camera. They later shared the video online, hoping someone could help explain what they had seen. This clip presents one of the reported instances in which people claim to have been attacked by Bigfoot. A man recorded this clip during a trek into the woods in search of Bigfoot, but his adventure took a frightening turn. At one point, a stone was thrown at him, striking his head and causing him to lose consciousness. Despite this, his phone kept recording and captured strange, eerie sounds echoing through the forest, howls and growls that led him to suspect a Bigfoot attack. The authenticity of the footage is debated, and some believe that even if it's real, another creature might be responsible. What do you think? A YouTuber explored an abandoned house deep in the woods, its interior crumbling and covered in dust, enveloped in silence. With no power, only a flashlight and camera provided light. Suddenly, a figure appeared at the upstairs doorway. Instead of retreating, the explorer pressed on to uncover what, or who, was really there. Was it a prank, a setup, or something far more sinister lurking inside? The recording captures two massive figures wandering through the forest, seemingly unaware of being observed. Their movement and appearance suggest the possibility of Bigfoot. The uploader claims this is not the first encounter in the region, a place often rumored to harbor such beings. With their towering size, distinctive gait, and fur-covered forms, it becomes clear why many within the paranormal community regard the footage as convincing. The question remains whether these creatures are truly Bigfoots. These pigs sport what look like beards, and it's completely natural, not a costume. Known scientifically as Bornean bearded pigs, they are a unique species native to Southeast Asia. Rather than human-style beards, they have long, wiry hair along their jaws, giving them a striking appearance. Have you ever seen these pigs? What do you think? Would you visit Asia to see them in person? Share your thoughts in the comments. A peculiar creature was spotted near a village, seen stealing food. It appears to have a skin condition and a long, partially hairy tail. In a world where mysterious creatures seem to be re-emerging, it's natural to wonder if this could be an unexplainable enigma beyond conventional understanding. With trail cam footage and village sightings providing few answers, it's hard not to think there's more to it. Could it be a mutated or sick animal, a paranormal entity, or even an alien? What do you think this could be? A woman was camping near a quiet neighborhood and had just begun setting up when the day seemed peaceful, until the afternoon, when she noticed something unusual. A figure crouched in the bushes right outside her truck, silently watching her. Some assumed it was just someone seeking shade, but others feared it might be something more sinister, like a stalker. The figure remained in the bush, ignoring her filming. Terrified, she packed up and left. What was this person doing there? This footage shows a ghostly figure crouched by a bin, disappearing just moments later. The apparition seemed to wave its arms before vanishing into thin air. But why would a spirit linger by a bin? And what might the waving signify? Could it be stuck between planes trying to reach our world? Or is something more sinister occurring? Do you think it's genuine? Share your thoughts in the comments. Trail camera footage reveals a puzzling scene. A deer calmly standing in the woods when a ghostly figure suddenly emerges from the darkness and moves toward it. The apparition drifts quickly, resembling smoke, before vanishing as it nears the animal. Some may argue it was nothing more than fog, yet the deer's ear can be seen twitching as it turns toward the source, suggesting it sensed something unusual in the air. Trail camera footage captures a figure moving strangely through the forest. At first glance, it appears to be a man, yet the movement is far from natural. Emerging from the darkness, the figure advances toward the camera, rocking back and forth in an unsettling manner. As it comes closer, it becomes clear the figure is moving on its knees rather than on its feet. Some might interpret this as an otherworldly being awkwardly navigating a human form, while others may see it as a staged attempt to frighten whoever owns the camera. Still, the notion that someone would go to such lengths in the middle of the night, deep in the woods, seems improbable. The footage continues to raise debate over what exactly was recorded. Deep within the forest, an explorer uncovered a find that sparked widespread speculation and intrigue. A skull unlike any known to science. Its massive size and unusual features resist classification among recognized species. Many speculate that the enormous cranium could belong to the legendary Bigfoot, with its proportions and elongated fangs adding to the mystery. The discovery has reignited debates about the limits of knowledge regarding the natural world and the possible existence of cryptids that continue to evade scientific recognition. This security camera footage captures an ape-like creature attempting to cross the street unnoticed in the dead of night. While it eluded human eyes, the camera caught every movement. At first glance, it resembles Bigfoot, but unlike typical sightings, it moves astonishingly fast for its size. Its motion is intriguing, ape-like in build, yet unnervingly human in its gait. Either way, coming across it at night would be terrifying. Could this be real, or is it just a hoax? Trail camera footage tells the story of an encounter in Carbondale, Pennsylvania. One evening near the woods, strange noises drew attention, leading to a flashlight being directed toward the source. What appeared was the face of a yeti. Unlike most reports, this creature fled upon being spotted. Closer review of the footage revealed it to be much smaller than typical descriptions, suggesting it may have been a juvenile, not yet strong enough to confront humans. Fortunately, it was not an older, more aggressive yeti. A TikToker was at home when he began hearing unsettling noises outside and decided to investigate. He stepped outside, and as he made his way toward the main road, the sounds grew louder and more terrifying. Curiosity got the better of him, and he ventured into the woods. Then he saw something. In the darkness, two glowing eyes fixed on him. The video ends abruptly, providing almost no details. There are occasional reports of encounters with extraterrestrial beings, and this footage is one such example. Gravediggers, expecting to find valuables, instead uncover a tall gray alien with wide open eyes. The situation turns eerie when the creature starts to move. This raises unsettling questions. How long had this otherworldly visitor been in the grave, and what triggered its sudden awakening? A man pulled over when he heard unsettling screams, somewhere between an animal in distress and a human cry. He began recording and spotted something moving erratically in the bushes before it fell silent and disappeared into the tall reeds. Shaken, he rushed back to his car. Upon reviewing the footage, he realized the figure appeared more human than animal, though its arms were unusually long and its shoulders unusually broad. Maybe it wasn't just his imagination. A hunter set up a trail camera in the forest to track wildlife, but the footage revealed something unexpected. It shows a police officer cautiously walking through the woods with his gun raised when soon after, a massive furry creature appears. Estimated at 8 to 9 feet tall, it was quickly suspected to be Bigfoot. The question remains, was the officer pursuing the creature, or was it tracking him? With such limited footage, all that can be done is speculate. What do you think happened? A group of explorers reportedly encountered a previously uncontacted tribe deep in the forest. Take a look. The tribe appeared cautious and confused, attempting to scare the explorers away, yet the team remained and documented the encounter. While uncontacted tribes can be dangerous if provoked, these individuals posed no harm. However, one shot reveals a road nearby, casting doubt on the clip's authenticity. What's your take on this? Monkeys are the closest animals to humans. Take a look at this footage.
are unique in the eyes of God. Now, there appears to be a beast that can talk.
The clip shows an ape wearing glasses and speaking English. At first glance, the footage seems wrong, an ape dressed and talking fluently. Some believe it is a human in a mask, while others find the possibility, however slim, that it might be real unsettling, since that would upend current understanding of apes. Opinions are mixed. Viewers are invited to weigh in. A Turkish blogger ventured into the thick woods late at night to explore. Soon after, he started hearing unsettling noises echoing around him. With each step, a chilling feeling of being followed grew stronger. When he pointed his camera at the trees, what he recorded left him pale with fear.
Astaghfirullah!
He couldn't make out exactly what it was, but that didn't matter. He knew he had to get out quickly. Although he got away unharmed, the fear lingered. Some claim it was a rake, while others believe it was merely an animal. But if it was, what kind of animal could it have been? Captured on a trail camera, this image shows a mysterious creature with numerous spider-like legs. Its upper body is a deep brown, contrasting sharply with a vibrant blue lower half, blending the grace of an octopus with the intrigue of a spider. While it appears otherworldly, it's more likely to be an as-yet undiscovered species. Nature continues to amaze with its surprises. America's largest city is preparing for an influx of unwanted eight-legged visitors this summer. These are Joro spiders, large yellow and black creatures, originally from Asia. Since 2010, they have been reported in several states from Florida to Ohio, spreading rapidly across the East Coast. With legs reaching up to 4 inches, they are venomous, though their venom is not considered harmful to humans. Remarkably, these spiders can travel through the air by releasing silk strands that allow the wind to carry them, a phenomenon often described as flying. The thought of airborne spiders is enough to unsettle many as they continue to expand their range. In Colombia, a man went fishing when he sensed he was being watched by something menacing. Turning around, he spotted a massive creature staring at him. Once it noticed he had seen it, the creature bolted into the forest. The fisherman gave chase but soon lost track of it. When he returned to the spot, he discovered enormous footprints in the sand, about 12 inches long and 5 inches wide. Far bigger than any humans, convincing him that only a monstrous being could have left them. A Russian man encountered what appeared to be Bigfoot in the woods and chose to film it. The hairy humanoid figure walked casually a few meters away, its stride resembling that of a human while remaining distinctly different. The creature never seemed to notice the observer, who managed to record from a safe distance and leave unharmed. The footage was uploaded in 2011 by an anonymous source, though the reason for withholding identity remains unclear. A man ventured off the trail at night, aiming to capture something paranormal. The deeper he went, the heavier the atmosphere felt. Suddenly, he spotted a strange figure standing motionless among the trees. It looked human, but something was undeniably off. No movement, no sound, just a fixed stare. He quickly turned and made his way out. Later, he shared the footage online. Some believe it's a ghost, while others think it's merely clothes hanging. What do you see? At first glance, the figure resembles an oddly shaped deer, but after a closer look, its features appear disproportionate, unsettling, and unnatural. The person who recorded the footage believed it might be a mutated or severely deformed deer, while others suggested the possibility of an otherworldly being. Skeptics argue it could simply be a hunting decoy, commonly used to lure real deer. Whether a decoy, a deformed animal, or something unexplained, the true nature of this strange figure remains uncertain. A strange object hangs from a forest branch, looking like a skin-like pouch. Even more unusual, a head pokes out from it. The creature doesn't resemble any known domestic or wild animal. Sharp-eyed viewers might be able to identify it, but on closer inspection, it's hard to tell if the creature is alive. The eyes remain unblinking and lifeless. One night, a man stopped by a cornfield to take a break. As he turned off his engine and prepared to step out, something caught his attention, a pair of glowing eyes. At first, he assumed it was an animal, but it was too tall to be a deer and too unusual to be a bear. Frozen in place, he eventually drove off. He shared the encounter online, and many suggested it could have been a cryptid or even Bigfoot, but really, it could have been anything. Regardless, it was undeniably creepy. This footage captures a cryptid unlike any other. A creature, at least 10 feet tall with black fur, strolls across a vast field. Despite its ape-like physique, it moves with an uncanny, human-like gait. Could it be Bigfoot? Remarkably, it moves with unusual confidence. Is it heading toward its home, or simply exploring? Whatever the reason, this is one of the most extraordinary sightings recorded. Trail camera footage reveals what appears to be a small figure gracefully lifting into the air, resembling a fairy. Some consider it a possible first real-life capture of a fairy. Skeptics, however, attribute the sighting to a large Luna moth. Typically green in color, these insects appear differently in black and white footage, making confirmation difficult. Whether a moth or something more mysterious, the footage continues to stir debate. A group of friends went night fishing in Carlton, Michigan. After catching some catfish, two of them returned to the car to rest. Suddenly, the friend still on the boat called out in panic, breathless, saying he saw something crouching and moving unnaturally near the trees. In their hurry to return, they damaged the trolling motor. One friend went to investigate, and from about 200 yards away, he shone a high-powered flashlight and saw this.
Get up closer to it.
Bro.
Oh.
Terrified, he sprinted back. The group locked themselves inside the car and stayed awake all night. A moose was calmly moving through the night when a pair of glowing eyes suddenly appeared in the trees behind it. The trail camera's owner was both intrigued and puzzled, since it's uncommon for animals to stalk a full-grown moose. Predators like wolves or grizzlies typically target calves due to the difficulty of taking down an adult. This raises questions. Do the eyes belong to bears, wolves, or something paranormal? In Seattle, residents reported eerie, unexplainable noises echoing from the nearby woods, sounds far louder and more unsettling than anything attributed to bears. Speculation grew until footage surfaced, showing a dark, humanoid, ape-like figure moving as if aware of being watched. Although additional recordings were captured, heavy zooming made details difficult to discern. For those who experienced it firsthand, the source of the ominous sounds became clear: Bigfoot. This footage was captured by a ghost hunter exploring a strange field deep in the woods. In the field, he discovered graves and bizarre objects hanging from tree branches, including necklaces made of human teeth, an unsettling sight that hints at something cursed. Yet he continued searching, eventually spotting a woman crouched on the ground wearing a black cloak. Startled by his shout, she bolted, and although he tried to pursue her, he tripped, allowing her to escape narrowly. Her sudden flight suggests she was involved in something suspicious. Could she be a witch casting a spell, or something else entirely? While filming a nighttime walk in the forest, someone noticed something that seemed out of place. The low light and poor camera quality made its features hard to discern, but its shape was undeniably unsettling. Then, just as suddenly, the video ended abruptly, leaving viewers uncertain about its authenticity. Someone had just installed trail cameras around their wooded property, and on one of the first nights, one of the cameras recorded something unusual. Around 5 a.m., a hunched, human-like figure moved through the trees. Was it a person, a cryptid, or simply an animal seen from a strange angle? No one knows for certain. A camping trip took a terrifying turn when a group setting up a fire heard an eerie noise from behind a tree. Assuming it was a wild animal, they tossed embers toward the sound to scare it off. Moments later, a pair of pale, tiny hands reached out toward the fire. Alarmed, the campers fled and never saw the creature again. Its large head, small body, and big eyes led some to label it an alien, and the experience left the group reluctant to return to similar trips. It seems the crab ended up stuck inside a Barbie doll head after coming out of the water. Our little friend Sebastian found himself trapped in the toy. Like fish, crabs breathe through gills, but they can survive on land for around 24 hours as long as their gills remain moist. A strange sight reminiscent of a room packed with dolls. In this eerie footage, one doll takes center stage, a monkey doll lying casually in a box. Suddenly, it seems to move. The doll stands upright, gazes at the ceiling, scans the room, and in a chilling moment turns to look directly at the camera with a haunting tilt of its head. Then, almost casually, it returns to lying in the box. Could this be a trick or staged for fun? Regardless, it gives off a distinctly spooky vibe. What do you think is really happening with that monkey doll? Surveillance footage from a backyard shows a seemingly peaceful night interrupted when something attempts to scale the wall and enter the house, then abandons the effort and climbs down. When zoomed in, the figure appears human, but not entirely so. Some viewers suggest it could be a skinwalker, while others propose an apparition. Its identity and motives remain unknown, and the homeowners may be relieved it did not try again. A woman reported strange creatures in her garage, thinking they were birds, but possibly mutated. Initially, they seemed odd, almost human-sized, leading to speculation about mutations or aliens. After research, it turns out they're perfectly normal, baby barn owls, just without their feathers yet. The perceived size confusion comes from the camera perspective. Mystery solved. A woman tending livestock on her Navajo land in Ganado, Arizona, snapped this photo after hearing strange noises. She wasn't looking for anything, but when she followed the sounds, she spotted the figure. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization reviewed the image, noting that the bulky, upright shape matched classic Bigfoot descriptions, too large to be a person in costume, especially in such a remote area. Still, the photo is blurry, and without physical evidence, skeptics suggest it could be a misidentified rock or shadow. The mystery remains. A hiker on Vancouver Island shared an alleged Bigfoot encounter on Reddit. While on a trail, she noticed a creature in the trees, its head emerging from some bushes while the rest of its body stayed hidden. The face appeared grotesque, unlike most Bigfoot descriptions. Terrified, she only managed to capture this single image. Could this really be Bigfoot, or is it another cryptid entirely? Though not filmed on a trail cam, the security footage proved equally compelling. A family's compound was found in disarray, and on review, what first looked like a bear turned out to be a wolf-like figure with a human-like body emerging from a neighbor's property. The previous night had been a full moon, prompting speculation of a werewolf. The family uploaded the video seeking answers, but sharing it publicly may have alerted the neighbor, potentially increasing their risk. 8 years ago, YouTuber Marty Dennison posted a video of weird, trumpet-like sounds resonating over Sydney. His whole household listened, and similar noises were reported elsewhere around the world.
What is that?
The strange sounds heard worldwide are often referred to as skyquakes, according to the American Academy of Audiology. Although several theories have been proposed, no single explanation has been universally accepted. Possible causes include seismic activity such as earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, atmospheric changes like thunder or lightning, and the interaction of ocean waves with the Earth's crust. Other suggestions point to sonic booms from military aircraft or atmospheric disturbances linked to electromagnetic phenomena. Despite these ideas, the true cause of skyquakes remains a mystery. The individual in the clip claims to own a leprechaun's body, allegedly brought from Ireland a century ago.
This is the original elf on the shelf, brought back from Ireland nearly 100 years ago.
Similar to the elf on the shelf tradition, he displays this mummified, elf-like figure each holiday. Its dried skin and teeth give it a disturbing appearance, and he reports strange occurrences when it's displayed. Flickering lights, unusual noises, and a persistent feeling of being watched. The experience, by his account, is undeniably eerie, but it raises a question. Is keeping something like this in your home really worth it? A night vision camera in Peru captured a creature with an abnormally large head and slender body. Many thought it looked like an alien. The big question, is this genuine alien footage, or is there another explanation for the glowing entity? Skeptics claim it's a hoax, which may disappoint alien believers. What's your take? An extraterrestrial encounter, or a more down-to-earth explanation? In Saskatchewan, Canada, a security officer patrolling a reserve spotted a large, dog-furred creature, roughly 10 feet tall, crossing a field. Initially thinking it was a bear, he soon noticed it moved effortlessly on two legs, swinging its arms casually. Given the area's history of Sasquatch sightings, he considered the possibility that he might be witnessing one. He reached for his camera, but the creature was already nearly out of view. Could this really be Sasquatch, a black coyote, something demonic, or even a shapeshifter? In a quiet rural area, locals discovered a massive footprint in the mud, showing distinct features of a Bigfoot track with clearly defined toes.
Yeah, we was noticing the toenail marks on here, as you can see in the camera here. Yeah, right in that area right there.
Some believe this footprint could be evidence of the elusive Bigfoot roaming the rural landscape and leaving its mark in the mud. Another alleged Bigfoot sighting was captured on an infrared trail camera. The image shows a bipedal cryptid at least 7 feet tall with thick chest muscles, appearing unusually white, likely due to the camera technology. Online, skeptics and believers debated. Some say it's cropped CGI, others claim it's a hoax, pointing out that the same image appeared elsewhere. One morning at the stables, a horse was seen standing on its hind legs with its front limbs pressed against the wall, an unusual behavior. Many suggested the horse was attempting to break free, possibly feeling trapped or stressed. Others believed it could simply be stretching, a normal activity to relieve muscle tension, or a playful act. Some also considered the possibility of boredom or frustration from lack of stimulation, while another interpretation was a mating-related display. A strange sighting appeared in the sky. Something unusual caught attention above.
I think the sky is ripped in half. Come on, Cloud, get out the way.
A man noticed a straight line cutting across the sky, almost as if the sky itself had been divided. The phenomenon is puzzling, leaving many people questioning its origin. The footage shows a perfectly straight line stretching across the horizon, creating a stark contrast between the two halves of the sky. This has sparked speculation. Some suggest it could be advanced technology or even extraterrestrial activity, while others consider it might be a naturally occurring optical illusion. Reflections, refractions, and light scattering can sometimes create surprising visual effects. Could this be one of these explanations, or is something more serious and ominous at play? A Reddit user took a photo late at night, not thinking much of it, until they examined it closely. Behind a house, something white was peeking out. It wasn't smoke or a light reflection. It resembled a person, or at least something with a human-like shape, half hidden and motionless. No one witnessed it in real time, only the camera did. A recent viral clip captures a strange triangular object in the night sky, featuring 3 round lights at its corners. Its identity remains uncertain, though many speculate it could be a TR-3B. For context, the TR-3B is a rumored triangular aircraft with advanced propulsion and stealth capabilities, supposedly developed through US black budget programs, but no concrete evidence confirms its existence. Is this mysterious object a secret military craft, or simply another urban legend? Trillions of cicadas are emerging, creating a scene reminiscent of science fiction. Some become infected with a fungus that alters their behavior, earning the name zombie cicadas. Each female can lay up to 400 eggs over several weeks, while infected cicadas spread spores that turn others into zombies, triggering widespread infection. The invasion affects not only the ground, but also the ecosystem, as birds that feed on the infected insects can experience hallucinations from the spores. Beyond the ecological impact, the noise is overwhelming. Trillions of cicadas buzzing at once can reach a volume comparable to a chainsaw, creating extreme noise pollution. Black coyotes, with their uncommon dark fur, naturally appear mysterious. Although black is often linked to superstition or bad luck, like with black cats, these animals aren't cursed or a distinct species. They are normal coyotes, with the dark coat simply making them more striking. Nocturnal by nature and closely related to wolves, though slightly smaller, they are also called brush wolves, prairie wolves, or American jackals. Their diet includes prey and occasionally fruit, and the black fur only enhances their enigmatic appearance. While spending a quiet evening in their yard in Oklahoma, someone noticed something unusual: a pale, translucent figure standing motionless in the distance. After posting the photo online, some suggested it resembled the spirit of a Native American, while others were skeptical. No one could explain it. The poor quality of the image makes it even harder to identify what or who was captured on camera. In a parking lot, an unknown object fell from the sky, crushing the roof of a car and bending the fence behind it.
It literally just happened. There are so many police here now. It's crazy. So these two cars, and they found some of the landing gear over there. They think it was a United 777.
Some suggested it was the landing gear of a plane, though no such object was found at the scene. The extent of the damage indicated a powerful impact. Fortunately, no one was inside the vehicle, and no injuries occurred. The cause of the falling object remains unexplained. A home security camera recorded a mysterious figure darting past a car in the driveway, providing a brief glimpse of the unexplained. The pressing question remains: could it be a local ghost, or perhaps a fast-moving extraterrestrial visitor? While fishing at a calm pond, an unusual sight was captured. A square-shaped organism floated quietly on the surface before suddenly breaking apart into countless tiny spheres that scattered into the water. The transformation raised questions about its nature, whether it was a natural phenomenon, a short-lived organism, or something more mysterious beneath the pond's surface. Some speculated it might be part of a feeding process for plants, while others considered the possibility of strange creatures. In this footage, someone was out at night when they heard a strange gurgling or choking noise. Looking toward the source, they saw nothing and scanned the area with their camera, but it remained unseen. The footage ends without revealing the source, leaving viewers to speculate. Some believe it could be a skinwalker, known for using sounds to disorient victims, while others suggest an animal or a hoax. What do you think it was? According to reports, the ball of fire on the screen isn't actual fire. It's said to be a witch trying to evade capture. In today's world, the line between myth and reality is increasingly blurred. Creatures once considered purely fictional, such as aliens, slender men, and skinwalkers, now appear in videos that hint at their existence. In this footage, a woman allegedly angered her neighbors, and when confronted, she was engulfed in flames and rose into the sky. Whether it's true or not is uncertain, but given how strange reality has become, it almost seems possible. What's your take on it? Some people have eyes that appear to contain water and sand, an effect caused by a rare condition called asteroid hyalosis. This condition is marked by small white or yellow star-shaped formations, known as asteroid bodies, in the vitreous humor, the gel-like substance between the lens and retina. These formations create the striking water and sand appearance. Asteroid hyalosis is uncommon and usually develops in individuals over 50. Most people with the condition are unaware of it, and it does not affect vision or require treatment. The exact cause is unknown, but is associated with aging and protein buildup in the vitreous humor. Take a closer look at this old bench. There appears to be the shadow of a woman either sitting on or kneeling by it. There's no clear logical explanation for what's visible. Do you have any ideas? A video has emerged showing a strange event in which a cylinder-like object fell from the sky into a forest, producing a loud boom and a fiery explosion. Opinions are divided. Some claim it's fake, while others insist it's real. Skeptics suggest skilled video editing, whereas another theory proposes it could be part of a satellite. However, satellites typically burn up upon re-entry, making it more likely that the object came from something flying within the atmosphere, such as a plane. This was captured in the night sky over Panama City. A peculiar glow appears to emanate from behind the clouds, leading many to speculate it could be an unidentified flying craft. UFO sightings aren't new, but they still captivate and mystify us. The footage has divided the paranormal community. Some insist it's a genuine UAP, while others think it's a manipulated video. What's your take on this sighting? While heading home from a hike, a group captured a chilling moment on camera. A hand briefly touched the windshield before disappearing. The footage sparked immediate questions, especially given the heavy rain and the van's high speed. Some dismissed it as a hoax, but under those conditions, faking it would have been extremely difficult. Theories range from a local spirit to an elaborate trick, yet the clip remains unexplained. Off the coast of Mexico, sea voyagers witnessed not one, but 5 water spouts forming over the water. These tall, twisting columns of wind drop from the clouds down to the water, looking like spinning tubes or ropes hanging from the sky. They're like little tornadoes over the water, a cool but dangerous sight. Water spouts can be unpredictable and strong, so they're risky for anyone on boats. The clip shows a glowing, cloud-like object falling from the sky. It has a strange shape, purple and orange colors, and rotates as it moves, resembling a balloon more than a typical cloud. Some viewers speculated it might be a UFO, given its unusual appearance. Scientists, however, suggested it could be debris from a SpaceX launch re-entering the atmosphere, which seems a more plausible explanation, unless advanced alien camouflage is at play. In Charlotte, North Carolina, a man captured a strange sight in the sky, a fiery object trailing smoke. It was unclear whether it was a plane on fire or something falling from space. Posted online, the footage sparked various theories. Some suggested a plane mid-flight, while others thought it could be an unidentified aerial phenomenon. Adding to the mystery, no news outlets reported the event, and the object didn't behave like a typical falling object, instead continuing to move and navigate through the sky. A man found a hole under an oak tree in the middle of nowhere. Curious, he peeked in with his camera and discovered a flight of stairs leading downward. Take a look.
That's what I thought it was the first time that I saw this the other day. It's out literally in the middle of nowhere, under this big oak.
He descended into the unknown and found a tunnel surprisingly lit with wall lights. Ignoring the sign to be cautious, he continued down more stairs as the temperature dropped, eventually reaching a colossal, ancient-looking door. The clip ends there. What could he have discovered? A hidden facility or something more mysterious? A video surfaced showing a row of shrimps appearing to perform a yoga-like pose, leaving viewers astonished. At first, it seemed like some extraordinary animal training or a shrimp whisperer at work. However, upon closer investigation, it was revealed to be a cleverly edited video played in reverse. This demonstrates how easily simple editing techniques can create a remarkably convincing illusion. During a routine drive, a man stopped at a red light when a small creature, about 2 feet tall, suddenly darted across the street at high speed. At first glance, it could be mistaken for a stray animal, but a closer look shows it walking on 2 legs, ruling out typical 4-legged city animals. Some thought it might be a tiny monkey, though none are known to live in the area. The uploader suggested it could be a paranormal creature, leaving the sighting mysterious and open to interpretation. This video captures chilling screams in a creepy setting at 1 a.m. Initially, it gave the impression that something sinister was nearby. Upon investigation, the screams were identified as Indonesian, Tong Ban, which translates to "please open it." The knocking continued for 2 days, and on the 3rd, the homeowner cautiously opened the door to find a strange, possibly elderly woman in an unusual posture. Startled, they quickly shut the door and called the police, but by the time authorities arrived, the figure had vanished, never to be seen again. Opening the door proved to be a risky move. It could have been anyone or anything. A donut-shaped cloud appears in the clip, sparking talk of portals. On paranormal forums, this gets linked to rumors about CERN opening gateways and to the Mandela effect, and some mention alleged secret Monto, tunnels, or projects. These claims are largely conspiracy theories and lack solid evidence, so the cloud's true cause remains unclear. This security camera captures a deserted street at night. A shadowy figure crosses the road, pauses in the middle, and seems to focus on something. Shortly after, a hooded man appears, oblivious to being observed, and starts rummaging through a car. The dark figure begins moving toward him, but the man snatches what he wants and flees. Strangely, the figure pursues him, yet remains unnoticed. What exactly was this presence? A supernatural force or some sort of vigilant observer? While photographing their kids playing in the woods, one shot caught their attention. In the background, a mysterious, pale humanoid figure appeared. The hiker hadn't seen or heard anyone nearby, and the figure didn't appear in any subsequent photos. Alarmed, they quickly called the kids back and left the area. To this day, they remain unable to explain who or what it was. Lately, the skies have been alive with mysterious phenomena, ranging from glowing orbs and unusual light patterns to objects that seem to change shape. Recently, footage emerged showing a peculiar light moving at an unusually high speed. Its bright, distinct motion doesn't resemble that of any conventional aircraft, hinting at something extraordinary. It doesn't resemble a typical plane. Instead, it has the appearance of a spacecraft. Could this be classified human technology, or is it something from beyond our world? This man woke up at 2 a.m. disturbed by a cat crying.
¿Qué onda eso?
A man, who doesn't have a cat, heard loud, plaintive cries as if an animal were inside his home. When he investigated, he discovered something far more unsettling. Behind the storage closet stood the figure of a child, seemingly around 10 years old. Strange, since his own children are only 3 and 4 and were asleep in their rooms. With his heart racing, he opened the closet, but it was empty. The mix of the eerie cat-like cries and the apparition of the child left him deeply shaken. What could he have encountered that night? A seemingly ordinary tourist photo reveals an ape-like creature just behind the man. The picture was taken in the Paraná Delta, an area locals say is home to elusive ape-like beings. The sighting sparked excitement among Bigfoot enthusiasts, raising the possibility that the creature might exist in South America as well, not just North America. Historical accounts from early settlers and explorers describe strange, hairy, giant men in the region, with places like Patagonia named after them. Larger variations of these creatures are particularly elusive, fueling speculation that they could indeed be Bigfoot, suggesting a need for global collaboration among enthusiasts to learn more. Captured at night, this grainy image reveals little more than the creature's silhouette, a dark, shadowy figure set against a dim backdrop. While details are vague, its unusual head, glowing eyes, and recognizable bipedal stance stand out. What could this mysterious figure really be? This bird transitions from a cute land dweller to a full helicopter in flight, an unusual and surprising display. Its rapid wing flapping and behavior raise questions about the species and the regions where it is typically found. While sitting on her balcony at night and observing the neighborhood, a woman noticed something unusual. It's difficult to discern the entity's exact form, as it appears as a blur while moving. However, when it takes flight, its shadow on the ground suggests a large figure with bird-like wings. Could this be a ghost or some otherworldly manifestation? The description also evokes the legendary Mothman, a cryptid often linked to ominous warnings. Could this footage actually depict something like that? This footage shows a tsunami in all its raw power, a reminder of just how destructive and unpredictable nature can be. Tornadoes are another example. These spinning columns of air can reach over 300 miles per hour and cause massive damage. They form when warm, Moist air meets cool, dry air, often in supercells, and are most common in places like Tornado Alley in the US. Getting that close to either is incredibly dangerous, so hopefully anyone nearby stayed safe. In this nighttime trail cam footage, a grizzly bear circles the tree holding the camera before suddenly leaping at it and knocking it down, apparently drawn to the red light. Bears are intelligent and curious creatures, exploring objects either for play or potential food. In this instance, the camera seemed threatening rather than interesting, demonstrating how unpredictable they can be. It serves as a reminder to always keep a safe distance from these magnificent animals, no matter how tempting it may be to get closer. Recently, an explorer ventured into a network of old tunnels in Plymouth, UK. With the tunnels shrouded in darkness, they relied on their phone's flash to capture dozens of photos. Initially, the images seemed ordinary, just dark walls and shadows, nothing out of the ordinary. But later that evening, while reviewing the pictures, they noticed something unusual. Deep in the shadows, a humanoid figure appeared. Could it be a ghost, or was it simply a trick of the mind? Trail cam footage reveals a blurry image of a white, ape-like creature, seemingly a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Surprisingly, the footage comes from the City of Portland's official website, though the exact location is kept secret to protect the creature. The blurry nature of the image adds to the mystery, raising questions about whether a Bigfoot really roams the area or if it's part of a clever marketing stunt. Inside the crumbling walls of an abandoned building in the Chernobyl disaster zone, a massive pink figure appears, exuding a menacing and unsettling presence. Its long, sprawling limbs and immense size are unlike anything native to the region. Could it be a mutated deep-sea creature, a grotesque octopus, or something entirely different? The sight evokes memories of strange, wolf-like apparitions, but in this irradiated environment, nothing seems ordinary. Is this entity real, or could the footage have been fabricated? Some intriguing footage from the woods shows a mass of moss shaped like a gnome. While being examined, the moss seemed to move and appear to watch the observer, though the video quality makes it hard to confirm any motion. Whether the movement was real or simply too subtle to capture, the unusual shape raises questions about how the moss grew that way and whether it hints at the existence of gnomes in the area. Back in 2018, Lisa and her husband were sightseeing in a city, taking pictures of the Christmas decorations. When they later looked through the photos, they were astonished to spot glowing figures near the trees. Curious, they contacted the property owner and discovered that no lights had been placed on the ground. The image left them even more puzzled. Had they captured something truly unexplained, or was it simply a reflection of something behind the photographer? A Facebook user recently discovered an old photo of their dog taken on a walk about a decade ago. Looking more closely, they noticed something strange, an anomaly no one has been able to explain. Some say the image shows a child or even an angel. The user is certain that only the dog was there and doubts anything nearby could have caused the effect. So, where did that mysterious light originate? Meet the Dobson fly, recognizable by its long antennae and beautifully patterned wings. Perched on the girl's palm, it moves with a grace.
Hi there! Oh my goodness!
Renowned for its striking appearance and captivating motions, the Dobson fly has a large wingspan and performs agile spins that enhance its charm. During its larval stage, it lives underwater, preying on aquatic creatures, while as an adult, it feeds on nectar and hovers near water to lay eggs. Despite its intimidating appearance, Dobson flies are harmless to humans and play a vital role in their ecosystems. At first glance, this old video seems ordinary, but a closer look reveals a pale creature in the background. Its origin is unknown, but the creature, locally called the Rake, is rumored to have attacked hikers and animals. It resembles a disfigured human and moves through the forest on all fours. In this footage, it appears to be targeting a moose. Given its dangerous reputation, it's surprising the person who recorded the video in 2018 was able to stay long enough to capture it. Caution is advised when encountering such phenomena. Explore the peculiar incident involving the Anani captured on camera. A man sits on a motorbike with his back to the lens, then abruptly shifts as if mounting it properly, even though he was already seated. The strange posture leaves viewers questioning how he could possibly ride like that. The mystery remains unsolved. This video features a young wolf pup attempting to mimic the majestic howls of its elders. The little ball of fur and innocence is utterly captivating, showcasing the simple joys and wonders of nature. Watching this endearing moment is sure to warm the heart. A recent video shows a strange light bouncing around in the night sky. Some suggest it could be an ether ship or plasma energy, hinting at extraterrestrial activity. Skeptics propose more down-to-earth explanations, such as an unusual aircraft, atmospheric effects, or light reflecting off objects on Earth. The phenomenon remains open to interpretation, whether a celestial display, mysterious craft, or a natural explanation. One of the most chilling captures in this compilation. Take a closer look. The creature's glowing red eyes pierce through the darkness, and its twisted, hunched body gives it a menacing presence. Despite this, the sheep nearby remain oddly calm, grazing as if nothing is amiss, which raises the possibility that the image could be digitally altered or depict someone in a costume. The unsettling contrast between the creature and the serene animals adds to the eerie atmosphere. A family went camping deep in the woods, far from the nearest town. That evening, they gathered around a bonfire, enjoying the calm and snapping a few photos. Everything seemed normal, until later, when they looked through the pictures and saw something chilling. Just beyond the tree line behind them stood a pale, slender figure, upright and unnervingly human-like. Many online noted its similarity to classic Skinwalker descriptions. So, the question remains, did they capture something genuinely frightening, or simply a person at an unfortunate angle? A movement in the river caught someone's attention. Revealing a colossal lobster. Its sheer size is astonishing, but the blood-red eyes make it even more striking, giving it an almost otherworldly, deep-sea horror appearance. What do you make of this river-dwelling giant with such intense eyes? In September 2023, a Reddit user was enjoying the sunset from their campsite and took a few photos of the sky. Later, when reviewing the pictures, they noticed something unsettling. In the middle of the field stood a strange gray figure, staring directly at them. At first, it looked human, but the user insisted no one was there. Oddly, it only appeared in one photo. The experience still gives them chills. What exactly did they capture? A trail cam captured a hazy figure moving through the forest. The footage was taken in a remote area where humans are unlikely to be present, except perhaps a poacher, but the creature's height makes that improbable. Based on nearby objects and trees, it was estimated to be about 8 feet tall. Many speculate it could be a Bigfoot, as its height seems to rule out any ordinary human. A group of friends was strolling along a quiet forest road when they stumbled upon a dilapidated house. Intrigued, they approached the doorway, and that's when they noticed it. In the middle of the room stood a life-size scarecrow, dressed in a clean black raincoat, its face hidden behind smooth yellow plastic. It looked recently placed, as if someone had been there not long ago. None of them dared to go inside. Was it merely a prank, or was something more sinister at play? A Reddit user named Burton Boy 1999 shared a chilling clip on the Chills Narrator subreddit, claiming they had heard something unusual in the woods, something that didn't resemble any known animal. The video sparked a debate in the comments, with some suggesting it could be a werewolf, yet the exact source of the sound remains unknown. In Miami, people have been noticing unusual objects in the sky. Take a look. It resembles some kind of tank, though its exact nature is unclear. Some suggest it could be a surveillance balloon, part of a monitoring or security project, while others speculate it might be alien-related. After some research, it appears to be nothing more than a blimp, possibly one designed by someone. Can anyone in Miami confirm this? While out hiking, what began as a peaceful afternoon in nature quickly turned into a nerve-wracking experience, where every rustle in the bushes felt like a predator might be lurking just feet away. The hikers were exploring a forest preserve near an old cemetery when the air suddenly felt heavy, as if the woods were holding their breath. That's when they came across something strange, a massive shelter made entirely of twisted branches, looking almost as if it had been hand-woven or made by something else. But the creepiest part was what surrounded it. Painted pentagrams on the trees forming a perfect circle around the structure. The symbols looked ancient and weathered, yet somehow fresh, like they'd been done recently. Standing there, it felt as though the forest itself was watching. The hiker didn't linger and has never returned. Last summer, this man was lying in his tent deep in the wilderness, staring up at a sky packed with stars, while the campfire outside burned down to glowing embers. The forest was eerily quiet, almost unnervingly so. Then, cutting through the silence, came a long, haunting howl. At first, he figured it was just the wind, but then more howls echoed through the night, distant yet unmistakable. Wolves are communicating somewhere out in the darkness. Inside the tent's thin walls, every sound felt unnervingly close. The howls weren't threatening exactly, but they had a strange, heavy presence, almost like the forest itself was telling him to stay put. Was it just nature making itself heard, or was something else watching him from the shadows? At 2:54 a.m., this Ring camera caught something really weird, and no one's been able to explain it. A glowing light popped up in the field, moved around like it was alive, then just disappeared into the dark, quietly. You might think it's a bug at first, but it moves way differently than the insects in the video, almost like it's thinking for itself. There's a road nearby, but not a single car went by. No lights, no reflections, just quiet. So, what do you think it was? On May 8th, 2025, Chico and the van uploaded a video that was very different from their usual content, which typically showcases the tranquility and freedom of boondocking in remote areas. This time, they shared a disturbing experience that occurred in broad daylight. After several days in a secluded forest, they were beginning to feel at ease, their van parked in a quiet clearing far from anyone else, until the weekend arrived. That's when the so-called weekend warriors, or vodka as they call them, groups of late-arriving campers known for partying hard and bringing unpredictable, chaotic energy, showed up.
We've had many things happen to us. Boondocking in the forest. And I've told people that we've heard people screaming at night, like blood-curdling. We've looked out the window a few nights where just flashlights and, a crowd of people. It looks like they're searching for I don't know what. You got cars pulling up on you in the middle of the night, and you don't know what they're doing coming in so late in a place like this.
Even with a few more people nearby, the couple still felt relatively secure. A camper had parked about 40 yards behind them, seemingly well-equipped and unthreatening at first. But van life has a way of teaching trust and instincts. And soon, things took a dark turn. One morning, while enjoying coffee inside the van, they were startled by a man outside screaming in a violent rage. His outburst was filled with hatred, racial slurs, and threats, shattering the calm entirely.
Since we've started this van life journey, we look at things now through a spiritual lens. and we see demons out there. And a lot of the stories that I've said to people about what goes on out here, kind of just in one ear and out the other, because I didn't get any footage. We were having our coffee this morning, and that new neighbor that pulled up did this.
The couple froze, shocked. The man was dangerously close, just out of sight but clearly within earshot, and they had no idea if he was armed. They kept the door closed, staying silent and still, hoping to go unnoticed. At one point, he shouted, "Who are you?" It was unclear whether he had seen them or was just yelling into the trees. Either way, the couple took it as a signal to leave. But breaking camp in a van takes time, so they waited, hearts racing. After things had settled down, Chico went outside and began packing as quickly as possible. The aggressive man remained close, with no telling when he might erupt again. That's when Chico spotted another van lifter in the area, a black traveler.
Now, how we handled it was we stayed in. I didn't want to be in eye shot of him. I didn't know if he was armed, but this man was angry, and you could hear the rage in his voice. We had to get out of there. But when you're camping, you have to pick your stuff up. You got to clean up and pack up. Luckily, while we were in the desert, I purged out a lot, so we don't have to deal with a lot of things, so we can just pick up and leave. And I waited till everything sounded quiet, and then I went out and started packing up.
Given the racial slurs they had heard, Chico worried the man might have mistaken him for the intended target of the hateful tirade. Despite the tension, they stayed composed, finished loading the van, and drove away without incident. Later, Chico thought back on how deeply unsettling the experience had been.
Now, this dude was dropping, and I happened to notice that there was a van lifer down the road from us who happened to be black. And I just hope that he didn't think that I was the one dropping. We got out of there without any conflicts, no troubles. I think God was with us. When you guys plan on this boondocking stuff, use your intuition. Go with the gut. If the gut says go, just go. There's plenty of other spaces to go to. And that's what we did.
In van life, there is no safety net, no second chances, and no time to second-guess instincts. If something feels off, even without a clear explanation, the only option is to move rather than wait. A chilling new video has been circulating online, reportedly filmed deep in a remote forest in Mexico. The footage shows a small, winged figure with a humanoid shape fluttering erratically in front of the camera before vanishing into the trees. Despite the grainy quality, the clip has sparked intense debate among cryptid enthusiasts and folklorists. Some believe it could be compelling modern evidence of the legendary duende, or a local interpretation of fairy folklore. Skeptics, however, argue it's likely clever editing or simply an insect captured at the right angle. Regardless, many viewers describe an unsettling sensation while watching, as if witnessing something never meant to be seen. Omar Gosh TV, a popular YouTube channel, takes viewers on terrifying travel adventures to some of the world's scariest locations.
Hello guys, welcome to another adventure with your boy Omar. We're at a familiar place. It's called Spring Hill Cemetery. I brought you guys here for an overnight challenge. The road that surrounds this place is in fact a haunted road, and a lot of people have seen a girl walking, and sometimes they've even talked with this girl. It's almost close to 3 a.m. We're gonna do a 3 a.m. challenge.
I'm glad I'm here.
Are you though? It's gonna be... What is that?
I don't know.
Omar and his friend Tracy take on the 3 a.m. overnight challenge on one of the most haunted highways in the US, believed to be haunted by a woman who experienced a terrible crime.
Time is 2:31.
As 3 a.m. approaches, Omar and Tracy leave the cemetery and start exploring the surrounding area, hoping to encounter the ghostly girl.
Challenge.
Once again, another ghostly figure appears, yet Omar and Tracy remain unaware of it.
You're behind us?
I don't know what that is. Still blowing.
Is there a cigarette?
Is that me?
I swore that I saw like a cigarette being smoked, and it was like in thin air. And when I turned my light on, the cigarette was on the ground, and it's not even the cigarettes that Tracy smokes. Not.
I felt it. Man, I think I really fucked up.
Things start to get even stranger. Omar feels like he sees someone smoking a cigarette behind them. When they check the ground, they find a cigarette lying there. As they discuss the odd find, another laugh echoes through the night. When Omar turns around, he spots a figure dressed in white standing behind Tracy. Terrified, they run for their lives. Once they catch their breath, they decide to leave, vowing never to return. Was this all just a stage scare, or did they really encounter the woman who met her tragic end? In the depths of the forest, a massive figure was seen moving between the trees, defying easy explanation. It doesn't match any known animal, leading some to speculate it might be a rare, undiscovered species, while others think it could be a cryptid from folklore. There's also the possibility it's something else entirely. The footage raises more questions than it answers, and the longer it's observed, the more unsettling it becomes. What exactly was roaming the forest that day? Midwest Ghost Hunter is run by Ian, a solo paranormal investigator recognized for exploring some of the Midwest's most unsettling sites. His approach is raw and intense, often entering high-risk locations with minimal gear and no support. In this episode, Ian visits Wisconsin to investigate the Berlin Tannery, a former leather factory rumored to be haunted by demonic entities and surrounded by a reputation that goes beyond local legend.
Currently in Wisconsin on my way to a haunted factory where tons of paranormal activity has been going on. I'm gonna be investigating this place by myself tonight, and by the looks of this place, it's got a lot of like Halloween decorations. It's a haunted house attraction. So honestly, that's gonna make for a creepy environment. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the activity that goes on there is pretty dark. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty nervous.
Ian's anxiety is understandable. The building itself is an eerie blend of a haunted attraction and a decaying ruin. Locals claim it's a hotspot for paranormal activity. Former employees' apparitions are reportedly seen on the upper floors, while shadowy figures roam the hallways. In the basement, a spirit nicknamed the Toucher is said to physically interact with anyone who enters. Adding to the unease, many believe a spiritual portal exists on the property, connected to past possessions and violent events.
Jesus. I can sense a presence. Whoa. What the hell was that? Dude, something just appeared in there. It looked like a shadow. There's nothing there. There's nothing there now.
If you look very closely, you can see a faint dark manifestation just in front of me. What's even freakier is that it appears to have a hand reaching out.
That you in there? I just seen you in that photo. What are you gonna do? You gonna do something? This is terrifying. Oh God. All right, I want out of here. Dude, it just freaking touched me. I felt a cold hand run right up my back. Oh God, that was absolutely terrifying. Just stay calm. Just stay calm. What? That door just shut. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I'm not going to be stuck in here. Please, 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 please. Oh, thank God.
Shaking off his nerves, Ian heads further into the building, aiming for the so-called touching room. Weirdly, the door swings open by itself as he gets close. Inside, the air feels heavy and charged. He dares the spirit to make contact, and suddenly feels a cold hand crawl up his back. Freaked out, he bolts from the room. Still curious, he moves on to a twisted hallway filled with mannequins. Standing there, he can't believe his eyes. One mannequin starts rocking on its own, and then another slowly slides forward. He just stands frozen, watching them move for no reason at all.
Man, if one of these frickin' things moves, I'm done. I'm out of here. Oh wow, they even got Wizard of Oz theme over there. If there's anyone over here, could you? What the hell was that? It sounded like something moved over here. Did you just move one of these mannequins? Could you move one right now? Any one of these. No. Oh. Dude. That thing just freaking started rocking. Oh, no. Are you freaking serious? It had to be like one of the freakiest looking ones too. It looks freaking demented. Oh God. One of the ones back there moved. I freaking just heard that. Are these mannequins possessed? She just moved. She more than moved. She slid forward.
Ian then makes his way up to the catwalks, a spot with a dark past where a worker reportedly died decades ago. As he climbs the metal stairs, he starts a spirit box session. Through the crackling static, a voice clearly says, "Railing and fell." A shiver runs down his spine. The local legend speaks of a worker who died falling from these very catwalks, and now it feels like the spirit itself is confirming the story. Before he can even finish the session, movement below grabs his attention. A large, heavy factory cart, completely unmanned, suddenly rolls out from the shadows.
It just said railing. Railing. Like fell over the railing. Are you saying that you on these catwalks and that you fell? Whoa. It sounded like that's what happened. Jesus. This is so crazy. Thank you, sir, for communicating with me. Is there anything you would like to say? Sounded like it said work. Are you going back to work? Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you get back to work then, if that's the case. Oh, I finally can see. Jesus. Walking on this thing in the pitch black. I feel like I'm going to fall over this railing. That was insane communication. He literally just said how he, And that's what they say. They say that a worker here. That totally makes a lot of sense. Whoa, whoa. What the hell? Something just moved down there. Oh my God. Just look at that. What is that? That's like a cart. And it just freaking moved.
Ian hurries down to the lower floor. The heavy cart couldn't possibly move on its own. There's no wind strong enough, and when he tries to nudge it, it barely budges. Then, out of nowhere, the cart lurches violently, as if deliberately warning him to leave. Still, he pushes forward, entering a room full of antiques and snapping pictures. But his camera suddenly dies, even with new batteries.
That is a creepy grandfather clock right there. Could you make a sound of some sort? I think I'm gonna start snapping some photos. Hello? Could you move one of the antiques? Or one of the chairs? Shit, this thing just died. I literally just replaced the batteries. So much for pictures. Maybe I'll catch something on video. Wouldn't that be something? Jesus. Come on now. Seriously? These freaking things are gonna give me a heart attack.
As the video wraps up, it's obvious this night will haunt Ian for a long time. Mannequins move on their own, carts roll mysteriously, and something reaches out from the shadows. At this point, it's not a question of whether the place is haunted. The real mystery is what exactly still lingers inside that factory. This person's uncle was hiking through the woods when something unusual caught their eye. At first, it looked like an ordinary rock, but then it revealed itself to be far more intriguing. Its shape was almost too precise, as if it were concealing something, and the back was marked with strange, harsh colors scorched across the surface. What could have caused that? Natural forces or something else? It made them wonder, was this just an interesting rock, or was there something mysterious about it? Franco TV heads back into Skinwalker Forest. He's camping in the forest, located southeast of Ballard, Utah. The moment he steps out of his car, the strange atmosphere of Skinwalker Forest makes its presence known.
Right now I have my IR light on. There it is. There it is. I see you. Oh, what the is that? Yo, I thought there was like people. Trees. Look at that. There it is. Oh my God, that thing is tall. I want to see if I could walk inside. I don't even want to walk inside, to be honest. But I'm going to see if I could get a little bit closer to see what the hell those eyes are.
The first thing Franco notices is a pair of glowing eyes, accompanied by the sound of snapping branches. Later, when he whistles, something responds with a whistle of its own.
I can't see anything with a flashlight. I am not seeing anything. Did it move? I did hear like a snapping of wood. Hola!
watch my surroundings. I am getting a response. This thing knows who I am. I am gonna attempt to get closer. Alright, I'm gonna go in there with my knife. This is a completely different area, but I could notice that on the inside here there is a trail that goes inside. I just heard something. Hola. Sounds like an animal. Like a coyote. The eyes that I was seeing was like right up to here. What is this? I stepped out of the forest for a little bit of a break. I was hearing a lot of stuff inside there, and plus the whistling and the voices that I heard back. Clearly. Is it just me, or did I just see a reflection of light?
Unfortunately, a fierce thunderstorm forces Franco to leave. Since the roads out of Skinwalker Forest are all dirt, the storm could trap him, leaving him stranded with whatever creature is out there, its bright white eyes glowing and mimicking sounds. Were those eyes simply an animal, or something far more sinister lurking in the darkness? Deep in the Colorado wilderness, a group of hikers had an encounter that would leave them questioning what they'd seen. They froze, staring down the trail, when a massive, hunched figure appeared just a few yards away. Its movements were slow, but deliberate. Before panic set in, one hiker managed to snap a quick photo. Hours later, the image appeared online on the Squatch Watch 1 account, instantly sparking debate. The photo showed something unsettling. The creature's arms were unnaturally long, hanging well past its knees, giving it a strange, inhuman silhouette. For cryptid enthusiasts, this detail was impossible to ignore. Colorado has a long history of reported Bigfoot sightings, though blurry images and shaky videos have left skeptics unconvinced. This time, however, experts suggest the photo might be one of the clearest and most compelling pieces of evidence ever captured of the legendary creature. Was it just a trick of light and shadow, or had the hikers stumbled upon something that had eluded humans for generations? Quest Out West is a YouTube channel hosted by Natasha, a solo traveler living full-time in her Dodge Grand Caravan with her 3 cats. On March 22, 2022, after a long day on the road, she parked in a nearly empty, snow-covered Walmart lot to spend the night. Almost right away, a car pulled up next to her, despite most of the lot being empty, creating an immediate sense of discomfort. When she opened her camper door moments later, a man was standing there silently, staring at her van.
Can I help you?
No, I'm just walking over there.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been living out in parking lots for many years now.
Okay.
And I've gotten in the well, it's not really necessary to explain.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm an old truck driver.
Okay.
And you can't get up in the middle of the night and pee when you're driving a truck.
Okay.
So you use a bottle.
Okay.
So then you dump the bottle beside the road somewhere.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing is a little bit embarrassing. I don't really need to.
He abruptly began talking, offering unsolicited details about how he used the bathroom back when he was a truck driver, something Natasha never asked about. The whole interaction felt awkward and unsettling, and under the circumstances, it came across as genuinely creepy.
Okay.
I could put up with the way you work 15 hours a day, with the horrible people you have to deal with the way you sleep with a under your pillow, with the filth and the crowding and the noise, but I can't tolerate the way you roll on your side and pee into a bottle.
All right. Have a good night, sir.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Are you guys traveling for long, or this?
Well, it depends what our boyfriends say, so. Bye. Bye. Have a good night. Hi. Hi, you. Hi.
Who are you talking to?
Myself. I'm filming. We are in Merritt, BC, and we are staying the night at the very cliche. It's a cliche that I say it's a cliche now. Walmart parking lot. Normally when I say we, I mean me and my cats. Today I mean me and my cats and my friend Bev and her dog. So we have a full carload, let's say. We are not in the van.
He then inquires if she is traveling alone, or at least that's how it comes across. Fortunately, her friend Bev is with her. Perhaps he was merely trying, albeit awkwardly, to make conversation. Still, standing outside a woman's van, sharing unsolicited stories about bathroom habits, and asking if she is alone is hardly comforting. Whether the encounter was harmless or more unsettling remains open to interpretation. Either way, it highlights how strange and uncomfortable some road encounters can be, particularly for solo female van lifers. Here's a video from Casey, also known as Mindseed TV, who's spending the night in a haunted ghost town in Mississippi. He's joined by his friend Tanner, and the two are gearing up for some spooky encounters. But they have no idea they're about to face something they'll never forget.
What the is that? That was big. That sounded like something jumped right there, eh? You think that's an animal? No, man. Oh, what the? Oh my God. What the? Oh. Did you feel that?
I had like heat in my chest, like center of my chest, dude.
While exploring the abandoned town, Casey and Tanner come across a two-story general store. As soon as they step inside, things start to get tense.
Oh, what?
A loud thud echoes, followed by the sound of heavy footsteps pounding down the stairs. Tanner suddenly feels a scorching weight pressing against the center of his chest.
Oh, what the? Oh my God. What the? Oh. Did you feel that?
I had like heat in my chest, like dead center of my chest, dude.
After their first terrifying encounter, the two decide to split up to save time, though neither feels like staying much longer. Still, having come so far, they push on. Their investigation doesn't turn up much, so they eventually call it a night, later admitting they were far too shaken by that initial encounter to continue. A TikToker named Riley was camping in the forest with a few friends and managed to record some truly terrifying sounds. Listen closely. At first, a woman's voice screams, "Help me," but soon it turns into gibberish. Riley and her friends could hear her, but she didn't seem to be saying anything coherent. The weirdest part, they tried to track her down, thinking she might be in danger. After searching for an hour or two in the direction of the screams, they couldn't find her at all. Was it a ghostly presence calling out, or was there actually a woman in trouble? The video is from Ranga Trips, a channel centered on outdoor adventures and travel, often featuring remote locations through camping, hiking, and survival expeditions. On April 12, 2024, the creator heads out for a solo camping trip on a public beach as a powerful storm approaches. With the sky turning dark and fierce winds blowing across the open shoreline, it soon becomes clear that the night will be anything but simple.
Come on. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Woo. That's how you do it. Bang. All right. Whew. Okay, now what do? We need to transport this. Okay. Ow. Chuck it in the fire pit. Get some sticks on there, brassy. It's still burning under the tent. Yeah. Sure. Oh my god, we got fire, baby. Shit. I thought I wasn't gonna get it. Oh. Please burn, burn, baby, burn. Okay, unfortunately I lost that fire. We'll try one more time. Come on. Yeah, baby. Okay, come. Now, this stuff doesn't... Let's go. Let's take you to the flame. Come with me. How can I lose this? This is flames, bro. Ah! Didn't notice it's like 10 o'clock already. Time to set up the sleeping arrangement.
As the storm draws closer, he struggles to get a fire going. He manages to ignite some dry grass and wood, but the flames won't stay lit. Every gust of wind quickly extinguishes his efforts, wiping out all the progress he's made.
I'm actually pretty tired. Bummed that I couldn't get that fire going, but yeah, anyway. Can't sleep. Every time there's a strong gust of wind. The wind switched direction from blowing it into the car. Oh my god. There's another one. These pegs, this is the biggest peg that I have, and it won't stay pegged in the ground. If some rain comes, I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to stop. I have to give up. That's it, I'm abandoning this route. Wind changed direction, it's absolutely howling. Every part of that top that was tied down with the with those sand pegs just flew out. There was some super gust that came and it just flew out through, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm just lying there just flying. Guys, don't camp on a beach with sand pegs in a massive storm. It doesn't work, the pegs aren't strong enough. Oh, okay, so it's like 20 to 2 in the morning. Oh well, maybe next time, guys.
By nightfall, the wind shows no mercy. Despite his efforts to secure the tent with sand pegs, the powerful gusts keep ripping it loose. The howling wind becomes deafening, shaking everything in the vicinity. By 2 a.m., after hours of trying to stay protected, he ultimately decides to leave the campsite. One truth about wild camping remains clear. Even with preparation, if nature is uncooperative, it always has the upper hand. On June 6, 2025, a YouTuber known as Dundee Hikes began a solo trek from Ellipse Saddle, venturing once more into California's quiet and isolated mountains. His channel had long served as a sanctuary for viewers, filled with gentle hiking footage, serene campsites, and the calming stillness of nature. Dundee's style was consistent, soft-spoken narration paired with lingering shots of the wilderness. But this trip was different. What was meant to be another soothing journey into the outdoors soon spiraled into a terrifying ordeal no hiker ever wishes to face.
It's been a couple days since this incident happened, and thought I would try to give you a more coherent account of what happened than just the videos show. I'll show you the videos after I finish talking. There's nothing graphic in there, so no need to worry about that. Anyway, I broke camp at Islip Saddle, and I decided to do like a mile more road walk before joining the PCT again. As I approached the Javis Memorial Picnic Ground, I noticed there was a single car in the parking lot, and it was backed up to the edge. But what really had caught my attention was that the back tires were way up on the embankment. So that caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge.
While making his way back toward the Pacific Crest Trail, Dundee came across a picnic area he had visited before, a secluded, peaceful spot near the tree line. But this time, the atmosphere felt off. Only a single vehicle sat in the lot, oddly positioned with its back tires resting on a slope. The placement seemed deliberate, as if it had been reversed into that spot on purpose. Uneasy, Dundee moved closer. At the rear, he noticed a rope firmly secured to the chassis, trailing down over the embankment. Curious but unsettled, he started filming a short clip, casually remarking on the strange setup. For a moment, he turned to leave, brushing off the unease, until a sudden instinct froze him in place.
That caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge. And, you know, I really didn't even think anything about it at that moment. You know, I pulled out my camera and I took a little video, something like, hey, look at this. This is weird. I guess I'll never know what was going on here. And I started to walk away. And then my curiosity got the better of me, so I dropped my pack and I grabbed the rope and shuffled down to the edge, and that's when I saw the guy with the rope tied around his neck. I didn't really spend a lot of time gawking at him. I didn't take any pictures. I kind of stupidly shouted hello a few times, like he's gonna open his eyes and say just kidding or something. But then I hustled back up to the parking lot and tried to figure out what I was going to do because I had no service.
He went back for another look and froze. Hanging at the end of the rope was the lifeless body of a man, neck-bound, swaying faintly in the stillness. It didn't seem staged, nor did it feel like a trick. Shocked, Dundee shouted out in desperation, hoping against reason for a response. None came. With no cell service in the remote wilderness, panic set in. His heart racing, he bolted back to his campsite, grabbed his in-reach emergency device, a satellite communicator built for moments like this, and sent an urgent alert to the nearest outpost, including the exact coordinates and a brief account of what he had found.
Well, all the rest of them got on scene here. I gave my statement to the sheriff, and they said they don't need anything else from me, so I'm moving on. And they asked me not to leave, so okay. So apparently they want me to wait until here and make sure it wasn't. I got an update from the sheriff, and he basically said that fire and rescue showed up, said yeah, and left. Now there's someone else. I think it's crime scene possibly, but they're going to go down and actually examine the body and try to determine if it was self-inflicted or not.
Less than an hour later, a rescue helicopter arrived, circling above the site but unable to land on the rugged terrain. Soon, ground crews reached the area. Firefighters, sheriff's deputies, and homicide investigators. By procedure, Dundee had to stay on scene as a witness. He was never viewed as a suspect, but the gravity of what he had stumbled upon was impossible to shake. The body was eventually recovered, while investigators meticulously examined the rope, the car, and the surroundings to determine whether it was suicide or something more disturbing. The official findings were never released. For Dundee, though, the impact was painfully personal. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.